see by law, by their mandate, investigative powers limited. They can't conduct unannounced visits, and let's say police officials were asked to come forward to give evidence, right? They actually have the discretion to decide, okay, if I think that giving this particular information would quote unquote be prejudicial to national security, I can choose to not give to the IPCC. So that's one witness. Enforcement wise, none whatsoever on the part of the Commission. And they can only give recommendations to the Police Force Commission. So, by Swaram's recent engagement with members of the current IPCC, they are unfortunately only able to refer cases. So let's say if they come across this case by X police station, right? Instead of being able to investigate on their own, right now their capacity lies at just going back to that police station, asking them to reinvestigate or follow up with them. So as you can see, it's a lot less than what we're even, what's even given to them by their mandate, by their capacity. So unfortunately, that's the status right now. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jenna, for that very comprehensive explanation. Moving on now to Dinesh, hopefully you can tell us what has been a highlight and a low light in the state of freedom of expression in Malaysia.
Thank you so much. Alright, if you guys don't know that I am from Center for Independent Journalism, CIJ. So if you guys are not familiar with our work, so we work on 3 focus areas, which is freedom of expression, right to information, and also media freedom, right? Most of you guys here are from media as well, right? So we sort of fight for you guys. But no, anyways, yeah, so I think to sort of start with the highlight of 2023, I think personally for me, I also say that currently I work with a lot of data. I collect a lot of information regarding the use of law that suppress freedom of expression. So for example, you look at the Section 23 of the Communication and Multimedia Act, Sedition Act, penal code provisions, a slew of laws, right? Literally, we have a lot of laws that restrict freedom of expression. We try to tally them up and try to create a narrative that, hey, this is the use of law, please try to not use this because it goes against international standards, right? For example, last year we've noted that there is a huge increase of the use of Sedition Act, for instance, right? And the use of Sedition Act is against political opposition, right? Political leaders, whatever you want to call it, they usually are targeted towards that. So it's already a political play using these draconian laws, right? So that's one. And also another thing that we've done in CIJ is the online hate speech monitoring for the state elections. I think that was a really interesting one. So how do we do our monitoring is that we have this sophisticated tool that scrapes online media, for example, X, Instagram, X and Facebook predominantly, and we sort of scrape through a lot of TikTok as well, a lot of hate speech perpetrated by a huge number of actors, right? So we have, all these right-wing people, a lot of influencers with a lot of political influence, and we try to look at how these actors are actually connected to a lot of spikes within hate speech. So let's say if you got, for example, an issue that pops up, we try to look at how these things are interconnected, how these things are spread within social media. And we've noted that I think TikTok, for example, is one of the main perpetrators of hate speech, right? So we've also had another component, instead of also just scraping data, we also use this real-time data to have some sort of rapid response. So we partnered up with Malaysia Kini, and we came up with a lot of counter narratives, right? Yeah, so I think